In the year 1119, the French knight de Paynes came to Jerusalem with his 9 companions. After conferring with the king and Grand Patriarch of Jerusalem, knights were allowed to establish their headquarters on the Temple Mount, the holiest place in the city. And so, a mysterious organization that had spanned all of Europe for nearly 200 years was established. They called themselves the Poor Comrades of Christ and Solomon's Temple, protecting all Christians on pilgrimage to Jerusalem and fighting the enemies of the Lord. This organization was called Knights Templar. However, 200 years later, this organization was uprooted overnight by King Philip IV of France and has since been buried in history. Meanwhile, in other parts of Europe, people who call themselves Knights Templar have begun to appear frequently. Were they really the descendants of the Templars? What happened to the Knights Templar after their destruction? Perhaps we can find out when we come inside the ruins of the once glorious palace in Jerusalem. Out of curiosity, after 900 years, some have traveled once again to Jerusalem, to the headquarters of the Knights back then. This time, they actually found that secret. Around the city of Jerusalem, there was a quarry, and buried underneath this quarry are many secret tunnels. In contrast, many underground tunnels remain on the Temple Mount. Scholars were surprised to find that these tunnels were interconnected, although the tunnels had collapsed and piled up over the centuries. But the man-made walls that remained inside and the data reflected by the instruments proved that this could be the backhandedness left by the Knights. Not only are there such tunnels and vaults in another Templar town, Acre, but elsewhere in Europe, you can find them. And in other parts of Europe, you can see the remains of many of the Templars' descendants, especially in Portugal, where the one-time King Denis was a Templar sympathizer who saved many innocent Templars from persecution by France and the Pope. He also ordered the remaining Templar descendants to form a new Order of Christ, whose members also called themselves Templars. Later, during the reconquest of the Iberian Peninsula by the Spaniards, the descendants of the Knights Templar were also instrumental in the reconquest of the Iberian Peninsula by the King of Portugal. As a result, Tamar became the territory of the order as a reward for helping the King of Portugal to expand his territory. In the charter of the grant of land at that time, there was this mysterious sign. Look at the letters on it. Doesn't it look familiar? Isn't it Portugal? But why is there only the symbol of Portugal, but not the symbol of the Templars? Maybe there's another meaning to this symbol? Some experts had a brainwave, he said. In fact, we should guess a riddle. So we so and so and so and so. Then the letters on the top is Portugal. Portugal, the port of the Holy Grail? That things really happened as the legend says, that the Templars found the Holy Grail and brought it to the New World on the other side. If we look at other parts of Portugal, we can see that the descendants of the Knights established various bases. One of them, a place called Regaliga, where there is a mysterious manor house. It was bought by Carvalho Montero and the designer Luigi Manini between 1904 and 1909, who then carried out a lengthy renovation of the estate. In the center of the renovated property, there is a strange deep well, which at first, people did not know what it was for. According to local legend, it was here that the Knights Templar initiated the candidates into the well blindfolded. Holding a sword in their hands, they walked down 9 flights of stairs, a number representing the 9 founders of the Templars. The stairs lead to the bottom of the well, where there is a dark labyrinth that is very twisty and difficult to navigate. Only through the labyrinth can one pass the Templars test and join the organization. If we come here, we will find that it is indeed very solemn and mysterious, as the locals say. And what's even more exciting is that there are all kinds of sculptures around the manor that symbolize the Holy Grail, the Templars. Do these things imply the existence of the Holy Grail? Unfortunately, the last owner of the estate, Montero, died in 1920. The secrets of the Templars were cut short. Where exactly the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail were buried, I'm afraid we'll just have to keep digging in those dusty relics that have been there for years.